Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. I'm so glad you're here today. I got my hands on something that is going to be going into retailers in the next few weeks, but was available at the Chanel boutique. And it is a new quad. I'm just going to take out the little sponge thing so they don't go flying. This is Éclat de Nuit. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. I hope I'm not. Éclat de Nuit translates to night glow. And you can really see how we are getting some glow from this, but we also got some mattes. And initially when I looked at this, I thought, wow, this really reminds me of the palette I just bought for holiday, which is this one. This is the sequin one. This is called Magnifique. That's what it says on the top. And all of these colors are shimmery. I'm going to swatch both of these for you right now. Let's just kind of look at them together. I took some photos also. This palette over here is basically all shimmers. This one, we've been offered some mattes, and I think it just kind of takes us into more of a smoky eye than this one. You have like a little bit more kind of flexibility, but I have to say together, these are dynamite to work with together because you can create all kinds of interesting looks. And we will do that in an upcoming video, but today I really do want to concentrate on this new palette to see if it's something that you're interested in. I really like the tones in this, and I was especially excited about this shade over here. We're going to swatch this palette first, and I will swatch the other palette that just came out so that we can look at the similarities and differences. The green in this palette, this green gray, this beautiful color that everybody's drawn to up here, is amazing. And the green in here was one of my favorites also to use with this palette. And they're similar kind of in tone, but the one in this palette kind of is in the middle of two of the shades. Let me swatch them for you. Okay. The palette is a whole take, I think, on a smoky eye because we have this beautiful black, and then we've got a beigey kind of color and kind of a cafe au lait color. And then we have this amazing kind of pewter green. I don't know. We'll have to see what it looks like when we swatch it. Okay, I'm going to swatch this one first for you. First color. Oh, this is neat. This is a black that took a second to build, which I don't mind, especially with the black. It is so difficult to blend out a black that hits you over the head sometimes. So let's see if this actually looks black or more gray. It's sort of a dusty black. I'm going to say it's like, it's not midnight, but definitely after dusk. It's a very pretty color. The next color that I'm going to go into is the sort of champagne-y color. And that is this one right here. And I look at this one and it's kind of a beige, kind of a champagne. It's really, really a pretty shade, and it's definitely more of a satiny finish, this one, whereas like the black here was matte. The next color I'm going to go into is this really pretty brown color, and that's on this finger. And I'm going to swatch this over here. That is swatching very, very, very lightly. Let's see if we can. Here we go. It's more subtle. And I actually think that all of these colors are looking kind of subtle so far. The last color, I cannot wait to get my hand in here and look at it, is this one. And this is the star of the show, I think. Ugh, it's like jewelry. It has got the most beautiful sparkle to it. And it just really is not like a whole lot of things that I have seen before, except for one. We'll get to that in a second. Let me swatch the Lumiere Graphique. Okay, so let's swatch this one again just to get us back into the mode. This is the first one. You can see it is much more impactful. That's your champagne color. The next color is this green. Like an army green, a little bit of sparkle to it. This one was a little less blingy, I guess is the word. Next one is the black, and you'll see this black looks like it's packing a lot more pigment, and it is also sparkling. Okay, the next one is this gold, and it's a true gold. And this was like a satin kind of a color, not so much sparkle as metallic. And then the star of this show for sure was this white color. It was the perfect accent on everything. It really just is very magical. And it's almost like a topper. So I'm hoping you can see that. And the tones of these shades are similar. I mean, these are color stories that are classic. I think these are shadows that aren't going to go in and out. It's not like my blue eyeshadow that, I put on the other day. These are colors that are going to go the distance with you. And as much as I love this palette, I don't see this as an everyday palette because it's so sparkly. And I may borrow one of these colors to make something, but this, on the other hand, is almost a smoky eye that you could possibly wear during the day. And let's see if I'm right about that. Those of you who have been in the makeup world for a long time, you will remember Pat McGrath when she did not have a full-on makeup line. And she would put out these experimental shades and lip colors and eyeshadows, and everything came in this like kind of yuck packaging, but these shadows were like nothing that we'd ever seen before. And this is called Mercury Pigment, and I don't know what made me think of this. I've been holding on to this for a lot of years. This is what it looks like in the pan, and I really thought this would be a lot like this color here. And Pat's is lighter, more gold. This one is definitely more green. This color doesn't have so much sparkle in it as it does metallic, whereas the color that is in the new palette is our sparkly star of the show. So yes, they're similar. And yes, I could see where somebody might want to pick one or the other. But I really do think that when you're talking about neutrals, you really have to look at texture. You have to look at how it lays down on the eye, how it reacts with other colors. So we're going to create a new night glow, because that's what it means, smoky eye. I had to look that up since I was one of the people who took Spanish and not French. So you'll have to excuse me when I'm not pronouncing these words correctly, because I just have no frame of reference whatsoever. I did my complexion. I don't know if I mentioned this, with the Le Beige and the Sublimage concealer. I didn't use any corrector. It's late. I just tried to cover up the bags that are under my eyes, but since I know that there's going to be nowhere to go tomorrow, since the snowstorm is starting tonight, I did all of my grocery shopping today. Took my son with me to help me carry all the bags and everything. And I actually walked around a grocery store for the first time since I had my second foot operation. So that was good. There are some eyeliners that came with the release of this palette, and I did not pick them up. I didn't pick them up because I definitely have a bunch of Chanel liners, and I do like many of them. But the Victoria Beckham liners, for me personally, are just the way that I want to go. I did want to show you, I created a little bit of just some definition, and I used this from Chanel. And this is the Contour Stylo in the shade Claire. And I cannot remember who it was that showed this on their channel. This is a long time ago. But they talked about using this for contour. And I thought it was brilliant because the color is beautiful. And when it sets down, you know, you do get some nice staying power, but you have playtime. And all I wanted to do was just create a little bit of definition. I put a little bit up here, put a little on my nose. I did a little under here. You know, like without doing like a whole thing. It's just light and airy and pretty, and I just wanted these eyeshadows to just be the stars. Now that we've swatched, I want to do a look with these. I'm excited about this palette because, like with the one from the holidays, it's not really a standalone palette because we just don't have any mattes in here. And I really think that these kinds of looks need to be grounded. And I used my Victoria Beckham eyewear to create the frame that held these beautiful glittery shades, and it was just fantastic. With this one, we do have some mattes. The one down here, let's see, the two on this side are matte, and this is like Sparkle City. And this one is more of like a satin. I'm telling you, my golden retriever gets into everything, and it's like, I was just going to put this on. There was a big dog hair. He was in here a little while ago. I'm going to start by going just up against my brow bone here and just start to kind of blend and figure out what kind of pigment we're going to get with this. And I like shadows like this that are buildable, that give me the flexibility of something that's a little bit lighter. I don't know how this would be on a deeper skin tone. I'm very fair and it's not showing up a whole lot. on my lids. You guys would have to be the judge. So I'm just basically carving out my pretend crease because my hooded eyes, the crease is all the way back here. You'd never see it. And I've been using the zip religiously. I'm happy to say already feeling so much better about my skin, my skincare. Okay, so this just gave us like a very light wash. And I'm just making sure, I'm looking into the mirror and like right here and right here, since this is where it's coming down, the lid, we want to make sure that we're putting some shadow there to create that illusion of being pushed back by the color instead of by the light. So this is just a very light wash. Now I think we're going to go into this satin color, literally using the same brush. This is just an A503 brush. I like it because it's very flexible. I feel like I can really do some blending with this. And I'm just putting this basically on my mobile lid. I did put down the matte Painterly paint pot before I came on. And even though this is a satiny shade, it really isn't even reading satiny on me. It's reading very matte, but not like a flat matte, more like a matte with some pizzazz, I guess. Okay, I am going to take a smaller brush now. This is going to be the A502. And I'm going to go into our black color. And as you remember, this was going to be a slow build. And I want to start smoking out the shape that I want, where I want to create that eye lift. It has to go behind my lashes, but also looking over here, it has to go up and out. And as you can see, this is definitely a slow build of black. I am getting some fallout. I did tap off my brush, so just something to be aware of. You might want to do your complexion second and not do what I just did, making the same mistake. I'm going to get a fan brush now, and I'm going to take a little bit more of the black on here, and I want to go this way also. I want to go up and out. I'm going to want to build on top over here, but definitely want my shape to go this way. As I'm losing a lot of my lid space here, I like to play out here or in the opposite corner. Let's go over here. I'm just going to start with this brush again. We'll pack it on. I like these kind of blacks that kind of come off gray at the beginning. And it really allows you to have some control over like how dark your shadow is going to look. As long as they don't go on patchy, you can take your time and just slowly build out that shape that you want. I am feeling the smoky eye. Now I like to blend with my fingers. They are my favorite tool. They're warm. I can get into like some of my little places that are hanging down and I can see what I'm doing. So I can already tell you that the black in here definitely has a little fallout, guys. So just be aware of that. We'll clean it up. I love the way that it's going into this champagne-y color. So much so that I want to put a little bit more. I want to go a little bit heavier with the champagne-y color. And really, because it's a satin and not a very sparkly one, I want it definitely light up this area where I'm usually dark and then just kind of blend this across and over. But I really want to concentrate here on sort of tapping it into the black so that they blend into one color. So I'm doing that over here. And sometimes when you're building a look, you know, you have to, it's a trial and error thing. And anytime I have a new palette, like I never want to use it if I'm, you know, going to be rushed or if I, you know, haven't tried it out before. But I got excited because I don't know when they're going to release this. It should be soon. And I really did want you guys to see it. I'm going back to that original matte and I just want to blend the edges of this black that we have. This very smoky eye. And then go back into that satiny shade. Really pack that on the lid. And I'm going to go up into here. And bring in our original matte to blend out these edges also. Okay. Other than like the crazy amount of fallout that I'm getting, I'm loving the way that this looks. I will have to use some kind of, probably my Bioderma, but I just want to have some clean lines here for a minute. I mean, don't put it on after you do your face makeup. Okay, so we've put on all of the colors except for the star of the show. I picked out a top that I was hoping was going to sort of give the green some fun. It's really an interesting color, and I'm going in with my finger, guys, because that's just spectacular. And I'm going to tap this into the center of my eye and fade it back here so that when my eye opens and closes, oh my God, I love this. It's got gold in it and pewter, green. I mean, it's just, it's one of those colors that you can't really describe. I see a lot of gold in it, and you know, because it's like a metallic, so then you start thinking, well, what kind of metal is this? Like pewter. But if you look at this, I'll turn this way so you can see my, it's really got like really pretty sparkle, and I like it. I like it a lot. I don't know what we're going to be able to use here for an inner corner highlight. We may have to pick out something else, but we will try to do it with the lighter champagne color. Just to bring a little bit of light here. And I can also go in with a liner. Well, I think I just smushed like more black on me. Let's skip that. Okay. I'm just going to do this before I do the lower lash line. I think this is so pretty. I'm going to start to build up with the black a little bit. And I think this is just another one of those palettes that I'm going to want to use my fingers. Just because I can really get a precise application. And look at how pretty this is when it goes from the black to the champagne to this green. Really beautiful. A classic with kind of like a new spin. I just think this is gorgeous. It's super elegant. It's super nighttime. It's super festive. I want to take a clean brush to just go ahead and blend out any edges that I have. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I mean, the fallout's real, guys. I am going to curl my lashes with the rougher. Big, thick, dark lashes are so in order here. Last couple palettes that I've been using. I've been wishing that I had a brown mascara. It's going to be one of my next purchases. But this look is all black and all drama. Picked out some eyeliners here also. I had heard that there was kind of like a goldish color that was supposed to go into the waterline. And so I thought of my Sicily. This is the Fido Cold Star Waterproof in Sparkling Pearl. I'm going to put that on my lower lash line. And I love this because it's just got a tiny little bit of luminosity. You definitely want to put it on before mascara, because if it gets like on top of it, it looks kind of weird. That color is just perfect for that. And then I picked out some other Victoria Beckham ones, you know, just a plain black, but also this is the Smoky Quartz. I thought could be really pretty with this look. It's a little bit more brown. For the actual brown, I thought of cinnamon. But that's a little, I mean, it's not a very warm toned look. I looked at sequin green also. I think we hit the jackpot here with the sequin green. It looks so much like what I'm seeing over here. I'm just going behind the lashes and I'm just taking my little smudger and I'm smudging that little bit of liner out. And basically it just kind of brings that black together with the green. So pretty. This is the perfect complement to this palette. Victoria Beckham's eyeliners are just, I know Chanel's are beautiful, and I'm positive that the ones that they're going to put out for the collection will be gorgeous. But I am not about to spend extra money to have the same kind of colors that I already have. I feel like this really did the trick. Let's take the lower lash line. I'm going to go in with the matte color first. Oh, this is just such a pretty look, you guys. I mean, it makes me want to like get fancy and go somewhere fancy. So this is just that light color. And I'm going to take a little bit of the champagne and just sort of put it on this side. It's like these two colors are so soft. And even the black is soft. I'm going to take the black and just go about 1/4 of the way here, just to sort of connect it to where I put that liner, because I'm going to do kind of an up and out shape, and I'm going to use a Q-tip to sharpen that edge. I want it to be soft, so this brush has a lot of movement. I wish there wasn't so much fallout. It's really, really pretty though. Just going to blend this. Pull it out. I mean, that is a smoky eye. And for the extremely beautiful green, I gotta call it the green. I love it. Now, I did look at the gold lame, and it was just too much for with this look. Except, I really do want something. I think I'm going to wind up using this from Sicily on this inner corner, just to give me that little bit of luminosity. It's pretty because it's got that little teeny tiny bit of sparkle, and I can blend it. And kind of go up here. This is where my eyes, I have to try to like make them look like they're even. And that's hard to do, you know, like when you're looking at yourself and you see that like one lid is going lower than the other, you have to pull it up, get some color on there. The dark colors make it recede and the light colors make them come forward. My biggest, you know, secret for being able to do this is using a shimmery shade kind of over that. And I think we're going to go back in with this green and really get that very, very close to the lash line, because my eyes are hooded and I definitely want to be able to see this. It's spectacular. Let me pull you in here. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Let's put some mascara on, then we'll figure out blush and lips. So I am not lining first right now. So I want to show the difference between what happens when you tight line and what happens when you do not. And I did this in my last video too, but I really want to like drive it home because it's such an easy way to make your lashes look so much longer and more dense and more feathery. This is the Victoria Beckham Vast Lash. I know you guys are probably getting super sick of it, but she's moved on. She's staying. I already bought a backup. And this mascara, you got to kind of work fast, and when it's dry, it's dry. Now, because this is such a smoky eye, but the black is not like the most predominant color, you could go with black, you could go with green. Let's try this green color and see if it's dark enough. I don't think it is. I think I want to go with black. Basically, I'm just massaging this in between the lashes, covering my waterline, and really just, it's like a little massage. And I'm going more over here because I want this to be more dramatic over here. Slash, and I want you to see how much more lashes it looks like I have and how much easier it is to build because I'm building on top of the foundation that I already built with the eyeliner. This green is just, I mean, gorgeous. And to be totally honest, I'm going to play with both of these palettes together. The Lumiere Graphique and this one. This one brings in the mattes that the other one didn't have. Right now I'm just trying to pull them out, fan them out before it all dries. But look at the difference. The eye looks much more like dense, you know, like more lashes. I'm going to put the black eyeliner over on this side. Wow. I mean, I am excited about this. I gotta wipe these off or they'll be on me forever. This is my cup of tea in so many ways. I love the way the colors are like, there really isn't like, oh, this color's here, this color's there. They really blended together beautifully. To have the right kind of black that isn't going to steal the show from the green, and to have a transition shade and also just an overall kind of satiny lid to go with this. It's just so pretty. Like, now that this is on and I can go back into the champagne color, like this one just lights this whole thing up over here. Doesn't it? Cool. Okay, so cheeks. We're going to make a decision here. I am either going to hold a few things. This was my favorite from it was called the Fantasy de Chanel, and I think it was part of LeBlanc. And I just think it's not the right vibe. But I wanted to pull it out anyway. The next one I thought of was this autumn shade. And that could really work. And then we have our Le Beige. And I think this is just too bright for this deep of an eye for me. The other fall color was this mauve. Oh, I love this color. And it is just very nighttime. I want to try this one. I really do. I want to put this on, and then I want to get a little glow going up here. Even though that's not usually my thing, I think I really want to do it because this one's pretty matte. Going into this, I'm tapping off, tapping on my hand. And I just want to create definitely a high up. And I am padding because I have more control than when I swipe. Gosh, I love this color. I think it's so pretty with the green. It's rich looking. It's not taking away anything, and it's sort of keeping things dark and sort of sensual. I really like that. And then I did put on, just to prep my lips, the Dreamy White from the Le Beige collection. And it's just a clear balm, but feels really good. Lipstick that I thought of when I pulled this blush, the favorite. Okay, I'm picking out MAC Plum to start off this lip. And I am just slightly going onto my vermilion line over here. But I'm not overdrawing anything else on the top. And I want to just sort of blend this a little bit. So this is the Hermes lipstick in Prunière. It looks like it's going to be super dark, but it's a sheer. And again, I just really want the green and the eye to be the center of attention, but I really wanted this to play off of the blush. Feeling like the Claire that I used gave me enough definition, but I definitely want a little bit of glow. And I want it to be somewhere in this golden family, or like a champagne. We could go with Sculpture, which is just going to bring a lot of light and luminosity. And again, love this with fingers. Just want to catch the light. And just kind of bring a luminosity. I also want to definitely do like a finishing powder that's kind of a neutral color. So this is the Chanel Lotus powder. Just using it with my fluffy brush from Sydney Grace. Getting a little bit of glow here. That is really pretty. And then I have this Surat lip gloss that is called, another French word, Étoile. I have no idea. But it's a clear that's got little bits of golden sparkle. So take a little of this. Right in the center. And I just wanted it to be like a subtle kind of thing, because this eye look is, I mean, it's beautiful. I definitely think that this is a palette that, to me, something like this will always be in style. And this is so Chanel. This is what I love about Chanel. They put out these palettes that are, they look like they're going to be simple, but when you look at the tones, they really did pick some interesting things here, like the golden color in here and in here are definitely different so that you can get the luminosity, and then this one can be your absolute masterpiece. Oh, I can't wait to wear this. I want to go somewhere. Like, I hope we have like a party to go to or a wedding or someplace kind of fancy and fun. I love this look, and you could do so many different things. You could do a very caramely kind of a lip. I do have from the Le Beige, I have that Keep Cool right here. And I'm wondering if we could keep cool with a little of this. I like that too. Frosty lips are coming back, and we've got to wrap our heads around it. Like that better than a skinny eyebrow look. And I'm going to say it again today, like I said it last time. Save the younger ones from doing the mistakes that we did in the 90s. We will never get our eyebrows back completely. By the way, these are just some Q-tips that I absolutely love from Ulta. It's their brand, super cheap. It's got one pointed end and one that's kind of like an eyeshadow applicator. So you can go underneath and clean up fallout and any other like little mistakes. You can move the color around with them. I mean, they're really helpful. This is a wow. To me, this is like a home run. I just don't know what you could do that would be more chic than something like this. And the way that it blended together, I mean, I know this is limited edition. The number on this palette, by the way, is 388. It is made in Italy, and there are 2 grams of product in here. I am very pleased that I picked this up. And I know we went with the mauve, but there are lots of directions that you could go, and I know a lot of people would rather go into like this kind of a tone. Because it just came out, I'm going to pull out, because I've been dying to try this. It's called Purple Energy, which I can't get over a name being more appropriate for the way that a color looks. And I know you guys are all going to look at this and you think I'm just going to go like ruin the whole look. And I might. I don't know. But I want to take a little bit of this color. And the thing about these balms is that they are very delicate if you just dip into them with a finger. It gives that little bit of luminosity. I love having that little bit of blush up by the eye. And who doesn't need some purple energy? I mean, beautiful. And you could use this on your lips too. Let's try it. Yeah, I mean, it's perfect. These collections that they do sometimes can be so hit or miss. I have to say, I am excited about this new team that's at Chanel. I can't wait to see what they put out next. Can you imagine like combining these 2 palettes together? I mean, you could highlight the highlight. Guys, this is a win. This is an easy one for me to say 100%. I think you should pick it up. I know this isn't their spring collection and it's not their holiday collection, and they kind of gave us like an extra little palette to have a good time with and, you know, figure out what we're going to do for the whole winter. I mean, I've got this makeup on and it's probably already starting to have our blizzard, but I'm going to look really great for it. The more I look at it, the more I'm excited about it. A lot more glow underneath here. Oof. I love this. And I don't love everything. I'm not one of those, people that's gonna gush when something isn't gush worthy. But this palette, making it even smokier. This is me though. I mean, I could sit here and do this all day and all night when it's stuff like this. These tones are going to be so pretty no matter what color your hair is or what color your skin is. I feel like anybody can create the smoky eye, and you could put together just a very simple look with the satin tan color and the champagne color, like for a day look. If you were to bring this on vacation, you could just use the black to create a wing and leave the rest of the eye completely blank. You can go into this palette. I mean, what would you do? How would you jazz it up? This is my new favorite dressy palette. This gets my full approval. Not that you need it. I hate telling people to buy things, but if you have these colors, great. Even if you had just the Victoria Beckham liner in this green, you could use this as a shadow and get very much of the same effect. This color is almost identical. So really, if you have a black shadow that can come on slowly, and I'm sure you have a wide variety of champagne colors, and you don't want to spend the full spend on another palette, I think that the Victoria Beckham sequin green liner could be part of your life. These are gorgeous as shadows, and once they're on, they're budge proof. It's not coming off. This has beautiful sparkle. You are not supposed to put this in your eyes, and I'm just remembering that right now. So use black, please, on the inner waterline. You don't want to put the sparkle shades inside your eye, and I don't want to be the one that did that for you. So I like this look, and I want to know what you think. What do you like to wear when you get dressed up? What do you think Chanel's aesthetic is right now? Do you feel like it's moving in a good direction? I've seen photos online of what's coming next, and it's a lot more playful than this. And I think that they just wanted to give us some going out makeup that's not quite New Year's Eve. Yes? And I am up. I mean, I own both of these palettes. There's no reason why I can't mix them. Such a pretty look. I hope that you guys enjoyed this today. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I'd love for you to ring the bell so you know when I'm uploading my next video. I have been very prolific this week, which makes me really happy. I want to know what you guys think of this look. Do you like it? Do you like a smoky eye? Do you feel like this is a new take on it? Because I do. I think this green, gray, pewter, green, sequin, jade, I don't even know. Like, do you think that this is a smoky eye that you've seen a lot of before? Or do you think that this is something that Chanel figured out and gave us this little extra palette? Things that I buy from them, they're so special. And now that we have these new #1 colors, we're going to have to use them all, aren't we? See how it just picks up that same color. And now I will say to you, you don't have to pick this up, because you could just as easily, not that the Hermes lipstick is a great example, but like you could take your lipstick and put it on. And actually, it's something I really like to do because I feel like it ties the whole look together. It makes everything look like it's supposed to be where it is. And it just has to do with getting the right tones in the right places. And tell me what you guys think. Would you wear this? Is this for you? Do you think that you'll pick this up? Did you decide not to pick it up because you had bought the one from the holiday? Or do you now have money from the holidays that you could use to buy this or this? It's entirely up to you, but I will say, when it comes to color, texture, depth of color, blendability, how a shadow builds, I really feel like they have been spot on with all of those choices that Chanel has made lately. I've been thrilled with everything, and I definitely think this is one that you should take a look at, or buy yourself the eyeliner and use what you have and get the look. Either way. I just took a little bit of the sequin green and I put it right at the lash line, just as like a little experiment to kind of deepen that. And I really like that. I hope there's like some kind of like a fun green liner that comes out from Chanel. I do have a ton of their liners and I like a lot of them, but when you already have the color, you don't spend any money on that. Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. You guys stopping by to hang out and put some makeup on today and get a fancy look before bed. Who doesn't need this, right? I'm going to go see what the Weather Channel says. We're supposed to get, they keep saying more snow. Again, thank you guys for being here today, and I hope you subscribe so that I can see you again soon. Mwah. Take care. Bye.